What's up, everybody? Hope you're chilling. Hope everything is well. This is Hollywood. You good? I'm checking in with all of my friends, seeing how everybody's faring during this quarantine. Right now, I have super producer extraordinaire, Mr. Will Packer.
Hey.
See you growing, are you growing in a little beard? I shaved mine today. I feel like I should have kept it.
No. Listen, I'm keeping the beard, but I am like, I'm here. You have to maintain a certain level of grooming during this time, okay? Because if you're not careful, you will go through this quarantine without bathing, without brushing your teeth, personal care. You'll be out here looking grizzly.
How many days is the longest you went without taking it? Your wife's not going to let you go but so many days.
That's the only reason. Because I'm married and my wife is clean. I'm filthy. I don't care. I'm not going outside. What's the point?
I went 2 days. By the bottom of the second half, I was like, all right, this is too much. It's too much. So how's it been for you, man? You're in Atlanta. How is Atlanta right now? Is it crazy down there? Is there toilet paper in the grocery stores?
You know what? Atlanta is the South, and I'm Southern. I love my Southern people. We don't take everything as serious as we should.
Yeah.
So there are certain pockets of my fair city where you can go and people are acting like this is just a New York or LA thing. Kind of unfortunate. People should know better, but there are people in the middle of the country that are doing that too. Atlanta's fine. Lot of folks down here, a lot of folks that you know, T. It's, here's the thing about this time period, brother. It's mental. Mm-hmm. It really is, right? In terms of how those of us that are inside and prayerfully healthy, it is a mental challenge, a mental balance that you have to have with yourself to get through an event like this, a time period like this, right? Because it seems like, oh my gosh, it's so long. It's so impossible. I can't go outside. I can't go hang out. I can't see people. It's taking forever. Listen, in the scheme of things, we're going to look back and we're going to say, yeah, remember that month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, and we will have moved on to the new normal because things will never be like they were. But we'll look back and we'll go, yeah, it was a crazy time, but it didn't last forever.
It's funny. I was looking through old photos and just seeing photos touching somebody's hand. It's like, ugh.
I know.
I'm wondering, is this going to be something that's going to change us forever? Or is this like when you got caught with your girl doing something you wasn't supposed to do and you say, I'm never going to do this again. I'm never going to do this again. But then you get back in the flow and then you kind of forget about all the promises you made to the universe. Like, which one do you think it is? You think we're going to change forever?
Well, I can't relate at all to your example. I wouldn't know what that was like, but I'm sure maybe you can. I don't know, but I think that we will be forever changed. Listen, brother, I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm good. I don't know what's going on over there.
Your teeth whitened during this?
What do you mean? These are my teeth.
Right,
that's how they
Hollywood rich people teeth right now. Did you change your teeth or something?
Brother, these are my quarantine teeth. After the quarantine, I'll go back to my regular smile. This is my quarantine smile. I'm doing a lot of Zooms right now. I'm trying to,
Okay, you brighten them up for the Zooms. All right,
that's what it is for you.
You think we'll go back to normal?
I think that we will never go back to how we were. I think that people will relax and people will and be lax about washing their hands and how serious they take this later when we're out of a lockdown situation. But I think that right now, they say it takes 21 days to truly form a habit. We're forming habits right now. The way we're consuming content, the way we're interacting with each other, the way that we're thinking about our own health. And a lot of it is good. And so for me in Hollywood, you as well, we got to think about how we're shooting our movies and our productions and what they feel like, you know what I mean? Like if I ask you, TJ, and I say, listen, man, I need you to go, do a love scene tomorrow in this movie. You're going to be like, with who? Have they been tested? What does it look? You know what I mean? Because
take their temperature first.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to have to deal with that with actors because that's a fair question. That's
Unless
fair.
Rihanna, then I don't care. She has it. I'll take it.
Who you say, Rihanna? I asked her, you've been on me for a while to try to put you in a movie with her. She said no.
Make that happen with you for a while. Now
she said no. She told me not to tell you. She said no, but she said no.
You do scripted, you do non-scripted. Has this changed any of the way you do business, the way you're looking at things? And how does all of this affect all the things that you currently had in production? Does the moment, the floodgates open back up, are you going straight into things, or are things with actors and schedules and talents, is everything all jumbled up because of so much uncertainty?
Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, I had projects ready to go that are on hold, that were ready to go into production. I have projects that were in development that I don't know what's going to happen. I also have sold projects during this time because a lot of the platforms need content, because new content isn't getting created, right? So you got everybody consuming a lot of content, which is great for somebody like me, but it's also great because it means that they're going to need new, meaning the platforms are going to need new content for the fall that they don't have, because some of that stuff got shut down. So I've actually sold some projects in the non-scripted space because they're fast and you can go quickly. And I've sold a couple that are going to go into production. At the same time, I was had a call early today with Idris Elba, our guy, right? And, Driss and I had a movie that we were working on that was going to go in the fall. Now I got to figure out his schedule because.
Hey, bro, I don't know if I'll be able to do the movie anymore, bro.
Bro, the corona, bro. I don't know. Let's figure it out. So we'll do it in the spring probably, but everything you said is true. You got it, T, man. Actor schedules, Hollywood is trying to figure out what this means. Will people go to the theaters after this is over? I think they will, but maybe not in the same amount that they used to. And I think there'll be more content available at home after this is over, bro.
Now, you have an amazing partner and you have some amazing kids. But, a lot of people are going through all types of different stresses being in the house, even if you're in the house with people that you love. How do you compartmentalize and structure and still find ways to be creative, still find ways for you, still find ways to get things done with, at the same time, being a husband, keeping your relationship healthy without smothering too much? You're now probably a school teacher at this point, having to spend the time with your kids, do the homeschool so that they still have the education in their system, not consume too much TV. How were you able to compartmentalize? Because so many people had never had to face this before. You've always had to move around, travel. How will you compartmentalize everything that's taking place?
That is a great question, T. You should do this. This is something that, you're good. You're good at this
thing. I don't have teeth, so that my rate wouldn't be as good.
We can get that for you. We can get them. They're on sale right now. It takes longer to ship the teeth because of the quarantine, but we can get you like a 5-for-1 deal. Hey, question, brother, before I answer that, you're in Los Angeles right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's April in Los Angeles. It's sexy. Don't get me wrong, but you in front of that damn fire makes no sense at all.
Listen, I will show you.
I don't believe you.
It's rainy outside. It's been raining this entire time. It's been super chilly. If I took you out the front door, you would see it is.
People are watching this all over the country, all over the world, and they know that it may be really cold in like Boston. Like, I can see them having a fireplace on, but even in Boston, they're like, it's April.
This is a fireside chat. This is part of the decor, right?
I like it.
All right, when you do a show with Terrence for Revolt, this is all full production value. I'm not just
call that a subtle flex. I, Terrence J, have a fireplace. I burn my fire in the springtime. That's how I do it.
I do fires in April. I do it.
You asked a great question, and the answer is that you do have to compartmentalize, right? You can't go crazy in the house with your family, your significant other, whatever it is. You got to make sure that you are balancing your own mental health, right? Just like you can't watch the news all day. You also can't be up under your loved one all day because they won't be your loved one anymore, right? Same with kids. I'm fortunate my kids are older, so they don't need the same level of attention that some other people do. They're fine. But at the end of the day, what I'm doing is I'm looking at my days. I'm trying to keep them as productive, efficient, and as normal as possible. So I'm working. I'm taking advantage of this time to go and catch up on scripts and reading and development and creative stuff that normally I would have been on a plane. I would have been in meetings I wouldn't have had time to do. Whether you're in my industry or not, you can do that. Whatever it is that you have been wanting to do, now is a time for you. Set aside some time. Like, don't just be intent on finishing Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gonna finish it. Don't be that guy or that girl. Like, take some time to look at the projects you hadn't had a chance to get to. then at the same time, take some time to go out there, spend it with your loved one. If you're single, date, go online. This is the perfect time to meet somebody. Like, you know, try to make it so that your days have a semblance of what normalcy would have been were we not in this situation.
We got to continue this stuff. I got more episodes of Tiger King to watch. But, you know, I went through the other day, I literally went through my text messages, right? All the way to the bottom, and just anything that I didn't need, got rid of it. Anybody that I hadn't followed up with, hit them back. Anybody that I haven't talked to in a while, that I'm like, oh man, I just haven't checked on such and such. I feel like this has been an amazing opportunity to just.
You got to the end of your text messages?
I scrolled all the way down. I mean, these are text messages going back to, you know, 2013. And I just literally took like 3, almost 4 hours and just went through. And there's so impressed because in that file, you got Uber delivery. Like it was just able to clean things out. Right.
I'm impressed. You did good.
Really hit back my frat brothers. So we're setting up a whole Zoom meeting with all of my line brothers for this Friday. Right.
Wait, with the Qs?
Yeah, with the Qs. Yeah,
did you have to explain it? How does that? Did Qs know how to work Zoom? Did they like? How does that? What does a Q Zoom look like?
Know how to work Zoom.
Does everybody get drunk off a keg?
Know how to work Zoom.
Do y'all wear? Are your shirts on, or is it like? I'm just curious how. I didn't know how an Omega Sci-Fi Zoom.
Don't forget, it was Steve Harvey that really blew your career up, right? All comes down to brothers, all right? All right.
All love to the good brothers of Omega Sci-Fi.
Have you picked up any new habits? Have you started cooking or taekwondo?
Definitely not. Listen, brother, I'm over here trying to perfect my old habits. I still got shit that I'm trying to learn how to do. You know, just as Will Packer, I'm over here. Listen, I'm developing content, making content. I'm trying to be a great husband and father. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to not get on my family's nerves and trying to not let them get on my nerves. But I wish I could say I picked up something. That's not my lockdown, you know, story. Everybody's got a story. Mine is I'm taking this time. I needed some time because I was burning it at every end. I'm taking this time just to kind of refill my tank and come out of this ready to roll with my ambitions and my priorities around my projects. But man, did you pick up something? Have you learned something new?
For me, this front chunk has been just catching up. You know, like really just, I cleaned my house to oblivion. Like I am so reorganized and refocused. So I
you
think
let the maid go during quarantine?
In phases. Do I have what?
You let the maid go during quarantine?
Stop it, Will. Stop it.
No. Well, you got a fire burning in April, so I know you have a maid.
You've always been a really good, every time I talk to Heather, you're a really good husband and a really good father. So you didn't have to improve on those, but I'm happy that you're getting to finally spend some time because you never get to see your kids. So
that's true. I got no comeback for that. That is definitely.
It's good that you're home. You know, it's funny. This thing has been an emotional roller coaster for me. Some days I am frustrated at the fact I can't go out. Some days I'm just happy I'm here. And then some days you get calls from people and you realize that all of the jokes and all of the DJ sessions aside, people are actually affected, and there are people that are dying. And every time I talk to my fam, you know, in like New York and some of these pockets in New Orleans, like there are people that are really sick, and it feels like now it's disproportionately hitting us. What do you feel about what's been going on in the government's job and you know, how we have, as a society, have handled this?
Yeah, no, that's so important, T. It is disproportionately hitting Black and brown people. Historically, we have not had great
segue into your serious voice, by the way. That was I like how you just pulled it all in. It was good.
What I do. I went to the serious place. I could be an actor, T, if I wanted to. I just choose to be behind the camera.
I saw your thing on Kenya Barris's. Yeah.
You didn't. What'd you think? Critique me.
It's good. Tim Story and Lena and then was there to carry the weight because you need a little help. Now you were really good. But back to the serious question.
Yeah. No. Listen, man. Here's the deal. We haven't had the same access to healthcare. Culturally, we have a distrust of the healthcare system, earned, by the way, historical distrust that's been passed down. We are in urban environments. We're closer. We're on top of each other. And we're generally and generationally unhealthy as a people. So it was early on, there was this feeling like, oh, it's not hitting black people. Amongst black people, like, oh, that is not hitting us, you know. Then you had some high profile black people that it happened to, and people started to believe. But you have the older black people, which we all have in our families, the aunts and the moms and the grandmoms, and they're like, baby, I'm not thinking about that corona. I'm going to the store. I'm going to get my mail, you know. And it's unfortunate because when the healthcare system is overrun, those will be the people that won't get the ventilators. Those will be the people that will be the first to pass, unfortunately, because it will be given to somebody younger that doesn't look like them, probably. So it affects me. It touches me. Obviously, it touches both of us and a lot of the people that are watching this. What we can do is do our part, okay? There are two things. One, immediately do our part. Take this serious. Don't go out. Whether you or I could have the symptoms, it doesn't matter, because once we go and hug, you know, grandmama or mud dear or somebody else's mud dear or that older person, we are part of the problem. The second thing is to vote, man. If there was ever a time that you see the impact, the stakes of what happens when you put people in powerful positions, and I'm not just talking about 45 up there in DC. I'm talking about locally. I'm talking about mayors. I'm talking about chief of police. I'm talking about governors. I'm talking about legislators. All that's mattering right now. You got governors that are saying, I'm going to keep the beaches open. I'm not going to close my state. Who you think is getting sick? Who you think is going to be the people that are affected the most? They're going to look like me and you. So that's the power we got to understand. Right now, understand and see the impact that it does matter when you use or don't use your voting power. And let's make sure going forward, because we're going to survive this. We're going to get past this. Now what? How do we put people in place that will consider us and put our plight as a priority going forward? That's my 2 cents on that.
I don't know if there's ever been more of an example in our lifetime of how the government affects us so intimately.
Yes, yes.
The powers and the rights that we take for granted and we don't even think about. I don't think we've ever, you know, in our lifetime seen how close it hits home. And
talk about it, bro. So true, bro.
It's crazy. You know, it went from when we heard about Tom Hanks, and we all love Tom Hanks, it didn't feel like such a worry. When we heard about Idris, it was like, of course Idris is going to be fine. When we heard about KD, we never thought twice. But like you said, then it was our grandmothers. Then it's our aunts. Then, you know, some of my friends, his mom got laid off. Another one of my frat brothers passed at age 28. It's hitting us at alarming rates. And I love everything you said about us really sticking together. Somebody gave me the analogy. It's kind of like, you know, having a pocket of the country that's not on quarantine and that's running around is like having a pee section in the pool, right? Or you can pee in that section.
Yeah.
Right. So we really, you know, to your point, have to really stick together.
I think that was Rachel Maddow. I just want to point out that wasn't you or your friend. I just want to point out that
no, that was my boy.
It was nationally broadcast by Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. So let's.
I heard my boy say it at the barbershop right before this.
No. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you heard it at the barbershop. I just want you to know that there's a nationally recognized journalist who said it first. That's all.
Under quarantine, yeah, you know, the lines are blurry, you know, to be or not to be.
This is why I want to know that reaction is why I want to know what a Q Zoom looks like. I want to know the level of lying and taking credit for stuff that happens on an Omega Zoom. On an Alpha Zoom, listen, the Alpha Zoom, we start with prayer. We come in, everybody has an opportunity to talk. Everybody's well dressed and articulate. That's an Alpha Phi Alpha Zoom. I don't know about an Omega Psi Phi Zoom. I don't even know. Half the brothers probably don't log on. The other half are drunk.
An Alpha Zoom is like Red Table Talks. A Q Zoom is like Tory Lane's IG Live. All right, that's what it is. All right. With that said, thank you so much, Will Packer, for checking in. Hollywood, you good? Will, it's glad to know that you're doing good, but even happier to know that you're still making a positive impact and pushing the culture forward. Any final words before the world ends?
My brother, listen, man, we're going to make it. The world is not going to end. Remember, guys, every day, every single day we're in this is a day closer to us being out of this, all right? So be strong. Keep your mindset right. We're going to get through this. TJ, I love you, boy. Amazing job, brother.
Love you too, man. If the world doesn't end, I want those teeth, man. Take care, boy.
I got to give them back after the quarantine is over, so whatever. Later, y'all.
Later.